welcome back to SparkBC Hot Topics. I'm Erin, owner of SparkBC, and today we're going to be talking about some changes to the 2021 code. And with us, we've got Ted Gilbert and Dave Chevalier, SparkBC fantastic instructors, and they're going to weigh in on this topic. So who wants to start?
Hey, Erin, how's it going? Hey, everybody out there. Good to see you again. Today, we just got a topic. It is not in enforcement in British Columbia yet, but I expect that it certainly will be when the government adopts the new code. And it's going to change the way you run cables in attic spaces and similar locations. And so we thought we'd just bring it up now, just to give you a bit of a heads up. Erin, if you could give me control.
Yep.
And I will. Okay, we'll share the screen. And here's what we've always done in the past. Here's some cables that are run in an attic space, and the contractor put a 1x4 down and run these cables through the attic and provided support on them. Now, that's the way we've been doing it for years and years and years, and it's been acceptable in all the locations that I ever worked. Now, there's been some changes in the code, though, because apparently not all enforcement agencies see this as the method that's acceptable. And so there's a new rule in 2021, protection of cables in non-concealed locations, and of course, read the Appendix B notes if you've got a new code book. So, cables shall be protected from mechanical damage in the form of running boards or guard strips when they are installed in the following locations: the upper faces of ceiling joists or the lower faces of rafters in attic or roof spaces where the vertical distance between the joists and the rafters exceeds 1 meter. So somebody has to get up in an attic and they're going to be climbing around. If it's higher than 1 meter, they're probably going to stay on their feet and be wandering around. Less than 1 meter, they're probably on all fours crawling around, and it's not such a problem. That is not a change. The lower faces of exposed ceiling joists, so down in the basement, if you ran across the underside of the floor joist, you have to provide some mechanical protection in the form of a running board or guard strip. The open face of wall studs, that is new actually. So the open face of wall studs, or where the cable is exposed and installed less than 1.5 meters above the floor. Now they actually explain what a running board is. Running boards and guard strips shall be at least 19 millimeters by 38. So that is 3/4 by 1.5 inches, a 1x2 we call it. And the edges of the running board shall project at least 1/2 inch, 12 millimeters beyond the cables. Guard strips shall be at least as high as the cable and placed as close to the cable as practicable. Running boards or guard strips installed on the upper face of ceiling joists in attic or roof spaces shall be at least 38 by 38. So 2x2, that's the minimum. Luckily, CSA has provided us a diagram in the appendix. So here's what they consider to be guard strips and running boards. So first part of this picture, Dave, of course, this only applies where it's above 1 meter. Do you want to fill us in a little bit on the top one there?
Yeah, so if you keep it well under 1 meter towards the web of the joist or the rafter, then you're okay. What they're showing is the cable boxed in, so there's no danger of somebody stepping on it or doing any damage to the cable, because that running board or that guard strip protects it from anything hitting it.
Yeah, it provides some support for the cable because, when they blow 2 feet of cellulose fiber insulation in the attic now, guys walking around in there, and they may well step on a wire without knowing it. And it's not so much that their running shoe or their boot is going to damage the cable as much as they're more likely to stress the cable and have it tear at a steel staple or something like that. in the bottom half here, you can see on the underside of the ceiling joist or floor joist, if this was in a basement, you're going to have to run across and provide a running board or guard strips and protect the cable so that the owner, if they decide in the future that they're going to drywall, that they'll have to either strap the ceiling. That's one reason. Also, I remember my dad in his basement had all these cables run through, and that ceiling joist or that floor joist space, that was a great place to store things. And he would actually put pipe and 2x4s and all the stuff that we had in his shop and would just stuff it up into the space created by the ceiling joist. And literally the weight would hang off of these cables that were run through the joist space. So now you have to provide some mechanical protection from the underside, but also support from people's putting stuff up and using that as a storage space. So that's what we've got on cables in non-concealed locations, and cables run across a stud face wall. So we did a little diagram up. So if I run that across in the basement area and it's not mechanically protected by ductwork or plumbing or piping or something that provides that guard strip that's required, then I'm going to have to provide a guard strip so that mechanically protects the cable. So that's the new rules. It's not in effect, like I said, in BC yet, but it will be coming your way, and it will certainly take a little more time for you to get that work done up in the attic space, because let's face it, that's how we like to run the cables to get to the far end of the house. Anyways, Aaron, I'll give it back to you. Thanks very much, everybody out there. We'll see you again soon. Stay safe. Bye for now.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Dave, for weighing in. Appreciate it. Ted, you too. Always a pleasure. And we'll catch you next week.
Okay, sounds good.
Thanks, Aaron.
Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.